You're listening to Let's Talk Sports podcast with me, Lichia. NFL, NBA news, and more coming to you right now. Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Let's Talk Sports podcast with me, Lichia. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of last week's storylines, this week in sports history, news, AFC West expectations, and yeah, let's get started. Deshaun Watson has been suspended for only 6 games. I cannot believe that. I thought the NFL were going to suspend him more. Well, no, the NFL didn't suspend him for 6 games. The judge, whoever, suspended him for 6 games. The NFL has the right to increase that and appeal that if they so wish. So why isn't Roger Goodell just making the final decision? Yeah, I'm disappointed, but I'm hoping that the NFL does something. I'm hoping that they do something quick as well. The Miami Dolphins has been fined $1.5 million and the loss of 2 draft picks for tampering with Sean Payton and Tom Brady. And owner Stephen Ross has been suspended for 6 weeks. Holy crap, that story is just so funny. It's just incredible. This all stems from the Brian Flores lawsuit, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes next for the Dolphins, and seeing what happens with Tom next year, whether he does go to Miami next year, which he can legally go to. Training camps are starting in the NFL. They've got pads on, and I'm so grateful. NFL is almost back. It's almost back. Thank God. Kyler Murray has signed an extension with the Cardinals for $235 million with $160 million guaranteed. And there was quite a big fuss last week over the 4 hours of independent study that has since been discontinued from his contract. Well, taken out of his contract, and I think that's for the best. I do. Portland Trailblazers win the Summer League. Congrats to them. In some storylines from the MLB, Juan Soto was looking to get traded out of the Nationals, which he did. He got traded to the San Diego Padres. That was a huge deal. When I woke up this morning and saw that, I was like, wow, that's a huge deal. He also won the Home Run Derby. The Red Sox are free falling, and that's kind of funny. I love it when the Red Sox don't do well. As a sort of Yankee fan, it warms the cockles of my spirit. And Ohtani is probably looking to get out of the Angels at the end of the year. They're not going to re-sign him, but yeah, I believe by the end of the year he's going to get out. He's going to be wanting to get out of the Angels. This week in sports history, in 1993, New York Yankee Mark Hutton is the first Australian to be a starting pitcher. He beat the Angels 5-2. Yanks, Red Sox, and Blue Jays were in a 3-way tie for the first. So yeah, I love little tidbits that can come back to my hometown of Australia, my home of Australia, and I cannot believe that in 1993 there was a starting pitcher that was Australian. That seems like such a long time ago, considering we're only just starting to make headway out of everywhere else, like in basketball, in football now, and still we've got some baseball players too. Yeah, I love little tidbits like that. It's like the whole Luke Longley being a part of the Bulls dynasty. It's incredible. Now, in some news, Deebo Samuel signs an extension with the 49ers, 3 years, $73.5 million with not 81, with 58.1 million guaranteed. Okay, someone has to explain to me why can't they just go 73 mil, 58 mil, and let's stop with like the 1s and the 2.3s and the, oh my god, that just gives me a headache. When I look at the numbers, I'm like, can we just get like regular numbers, please? Bucks center Ryan Jensen out with a knee injury, and there's no timeline for his return, so that's going to be a struggle for Tom and the Bucks to kick off the year. And in some sad news, the legend Bill Russell dies at the age of 88. He was the first black player and coach in the NBA. He's an 11-time champion as a player, a two-time champion as a coach. He's a 5-time MVP and a 12-time All-Star, just to name a few. Bill Russell's legacy lives on with the Finals MVP award named after him. Thank you, Bill, for all that you did for the sport of basketball, and may you rest in power. Yeah, it was sad reading that. God, heaven's got an amazing game of basketball being played right now, of high-level basketball. Yeah, it's sad when a legend dies, and it was sad when Bill Russell died because he defined a generation. He was incredible in the city of Boston, where black players and coaches are not treated with the same level of respect and love and adulation that the white players are. He was incredibly respected amongst the league. He was a humble person, according to many. And yeah, having Bill Russell gone, having sort of like having like the godfather of basketball go just means so much for the game, and I'm so glad that he's got the Finals MVP named after him. Yeah, it's sad, but I'm happy that he's out of pain, because apparently he was in quite a lot of pain towards the end. And if you saw him in like his final little showings, I think the last time I saw him in person, like watching something, was Kobe's memorial. I don't think I saw him after that, and that was 2 years ago. So yeah, it's sad. Okay, let's bring this power back up. Let's bring this energy back up. So we've got AFC West expectations. So after this, I'll go to the NFC, and I think I might do the NFC in 2 lots instead of every single division in a week. I think I might do NFC North and East, and then I'll do South and West another time, the following episode. So for the Broncos, they will have to adapt to Russell Wilson's style of play from the QB position. Russell Wilson was in a very run-heavy offense in Seattle, and I think this year he's looking to expand that play and get into the MVP conversation, get into that sort of era, because he's deserving of so much more, but he's been stuck up in the Northwest in Deathland for forever, and now he's in like a really good football town of Denver, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he plays. This is going to be a great year for them, as they've got a new head coach and a new quarterback, and I'm excited to see how it all just comes together. Like, Nathaniel Hackett has been working with Aaron Rodgers for years, and now he's got Russell Wilson, a guy that will literally put the team on his back, is a culture setter, is a trend setter. Russ is incredible. He's an underrated quarterback. The Chargers. This year has to be a team that lets Justin Herbert do his thing. And remember that they can win the crazy division. They can win this division. If they get all of their ducks in a row, and if Justin Herbert is the Justin Herbert that we know, it's going to be great for this year. The Chiefs. Now, this could be a make or break year for the Chiefs. It's going to be interesting to see how Patrick Mahomes does without Tyreek Hill. And I think this year could be the year that they're humbled. I just think in this crazy division of the AFC West, it's going to be really hard for them to win this division, especially with what they've got. And I don't know if Patrick Mahomes is still the Patrick Mahomes of old. I know, call me crazy, and many people do. I just don't think there was something about last year that it just wasn't clicking. They were lucky to win games in the end. I genuinely think that last year, the game against the Giants were the better team on the day. It's just they had brain farts towards the end. The Giants were the better team, but yet the Chiefs managed to win that, and they were very lucky towards the end of last year. There were spurts of the Chiefs of old, but then they got a whole bunch of luck, and then their luck ran out. There was spurts of the Chiefs of old, but then there was so much luck that was involved as well. Now the Raiders. This is actually my pick to win the division. I know, call me crazy. They need to trust Derek Carr. Because Derek Carr is the right quarterback for them. I don't understand the hate that Derek Carr gets. I just don't understand it. He's an amazing leader and he's a great quarterback. He managed to get Davante Adams to leave Aaron Rodgers for him. That is incredible. He has to manage to get Adams the ball and see what they can cook up. And remember the old Fresno State days of them throwing the ball to each other and for them being college roommates. Let me just make 100% sure that was Fresno State, because in my head it's Fresno State, but I'm thinking it's something different. Let me just check that for a second. Yeah, in my head it's Fresno State. But yeah, Derek Carr needs to get the ball. Yeah. No. He went to Fresno State. Yeah, he went to Fresno State University. Yeah. He went to Fresno. Yeah. I knew it was Fresno. I just wanted to let everyone know I knew it was Fresno. It just, when it came out of my mouth, I was like, was it Fresno? I was second guessing myself. But no. And I think Josh McDaniels as a coach is going to be the X factor for him. Because, again, call me crazy, I think Derek Carr has a lot of Tom Brady in him. He's got the leadership ability of Tom. He's got the accuracy of Tom. He just hasn't had the weapons around him like Tom has. Oh, and he also had a teammate that killed somebody. Tom had that too. So yeah. So that is all for this week's episode of Let's Talk Sports Podcast with me, Lucia. So I'll catch you all next week. Bye.